Here we go. Thank you, Jerry Jones. I had a great time. Thank you. I'm going to exit the building now. Like a loser.
House that Jerry Jones built?
It's a house for losers.
Yep.
Charles Haley was 100%
Charles Haley was
right. This, friends, is a house for losers.
Pretty much.
We suck. We suck. But I had a great trip.
Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. And, of course, we've got the Cowboys funky chicken in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. You know, I actually feel really good this morning after the Netflix special and Jerry Jones being inflicted more pain and looking just kind of, I don't know, crazy. But before we get to all that, I have to, a couple of things here that are on my mind this morning. That today is actually going to be very, very exciting because we have, I'm going to say, YouTube is incredible. YouTube has been become part of my life. The last 8 years have been incredible. I don't know how long people will watch me. I know when you have television shows, 3 or 4 years run is great. After that, usually it starts going downhill. So I know my days are numbered here on YouTube. But I'm going to say that if YouTube ends up being the end of me, you know, or me being the end on YouTube, I'm going to say I've created lifelong friendships that will last forever. And by that I mean because you guys have literally become part of my family. And with this red brick house, which is, to me, I guess I'm going to say that this is my legacy. This is my AT&T Stadium, be it a hell of a lot smaller. It's not the biggest air-conditioned space in the world, but it's been around for a lot longer than the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones. We're doing this brick walkway here that will have permanence. We issued a proclamation by the city of Waynesboro for saving the house, and we're going to get this place put on the National Registry of Historic Places. And because of so many of you that have helped by purchasing a customized brick, kind of like the walkway around AT&T, like I did some 15 years ago, giving Jerry Jones $600 for the 2 bricks that I have there, we'll be here. And today, between 1:30 and 5:30, the next order of bricks are going to come. So I know I'm going to see Rhonda, Lovely Sparks Stone. I know I'm going to see Miss Hot Sauce, Lola. Her stone will be here. I know Dirty Sanchez, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. And I can't say thank you all enough on that. And we're still adding more to there. So if you do want to be part of that, just email me, cowboysmark94, and I'll give you the information. And one other thing, too, I'm going to do a members-only video just to check it out, okay? I'm old. I'm only a year older than Mike Tyson, so this could actually help Mike Tyson, too. But when you get to be older, some things change and you have problems and stuff. And I found something that has worked really, really well for me. And I want to spread that to, most of my audience here is older people, onto you guys. And we'll see how that goes and what y'all think, if I should go ahead and put it out there for everybody. So with that being said, it was kind of fitting because, last night I normally do my Friday night live stream. And at 9 o'clock. And, everything has been just so negative about the Cowboys. Everything's imploding and stuff. And we do had the Mike Tyson fight. Now, for me, I grew up being, a fight fan, because that was the golden age. It was Muhammad Ali. It was Sugar Ray Leonard. It was Roberto Duran. It was, the original George Foreman before he came back and became the nice George Foreman and stuff. That was when boxing was truly king. Then mixed martial arts came in, and that kind of changed things, and boxing just kind of went off the rails, after Tyson and things. And so I haven't really gotten into mixed martial arts. But having Mike Tyson being one of those boxers from when I was younger, growing up and things, he was the same age as me, watching him, it was like, I'm going to watch for curiosity. And it was kind of surprising that it was going to be on Netflix. Now, some of you don't realize that this seems to be the way that the NFL is going. Whether you like it or not, this is the way it is going. Everything is going to streaming platforms that basically are pay-per-view. The NFL is spreading on as many platforms as they can to make sure they can maximize the money that's coming in. Christmas Day, we have games that will be on Netflix. And Netflix would want to get their shit together before then because their servers sucked. It was crazy because you kept getting the wheel. Everybody's giving me tips. Hey, man, back out of the app and restart it. Unplug your TV, restart your router. Yeah, I was doing all those things, but the problem wasn't here. And I think basically it's like I have YouTube TV at my house in Northern Virginia, but I use it down here because you can have up to 5 accounts on there. So when you're away from home, it'll pop up and say, are you traveling, or is this basically your new home? And you say traveling. Well, if it's outside of your main area, you can only have 3 TVs on. And so if I've got 2 on here and somebody else puts one on, then one of them goes down and it says your streaming limit is hit. Well, you can click back on it and it gets you back in it. But then it kicks off somebody else. It kicks off another one of the TVs. So if I'm here watching, 3 games at the same time and somebody else boom, it goes down. And that's what it felt like, because sometimes you would log back in and you'd get back in there, and I would imagine that I was kicking somebody else out. So their servers weren't there. Now here's where it was kind of funny, is Jerry Jones was literally bragging about the future of Netflix and introducing the world to Netflix, and how, it's going to be great. And this is after, for the first, hour and a half, I'm sitting here with the wheel of death and I'm going back and forth to the TV and stuff. And here it is. Now you get Jerry Jones down here and his mic cuts off. And let me also add this. So their coverage of the main fights started at 7 o'clock Central Time. 7 o'clock Central Time. By that time, the sun's already down. Now, they had the preliminary fights. Preliminary fights, of course, right? Before that. Where the sun maybe is in the waning moments of the day. But they put up curtains on the stadium. They blocked out the light. After Jerry Jones talking about what you want me to do, tear down the stadium, start all over. No, Jerry, we just want you to do what you do for other people. How about that? Your own team, you don't care about the aesthetic. I mean, you don't care about the team. You care more about the aesthetics. Didn't seem to matter last night with millions of people tuning in. And here's the crazy thing. It seems like if your name is Mike, you can't win at AT&T anymore. Mike Tyson, Mike Zimmer, Mike McCarthy, they're all leaving that place with an L. So Jerry Jones here, let's check him out.
We're all being introduced to Netflix. We're so excited in the NFL about Netflix becoming a huge part of our future. This tonight gives us a chance to go to 40, 50 million. We're all being introduced to Netflix. We're so excited in the NFL about.
So I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you. Are you excited about the prospect of the NFL going on to another streaming platform that you have to pay for to get? I'm not excited about it. It's freaking insane. I'm like, I never use Netflix. Okay, it's not even loaded up on this TV up here. So I'm the honey. I know you got a Netflix account. Can you come in and log in so I can get into it? I'm not excited about scrambling to figure out what other app I have to buy. I got what? Peacock? I got Peacock just so I can see that one game. The Eagles and Green Bay. Now, it turns out, my wife actually now, she's like, oh, I didn't know we had Peacock. So I've been paying for it since the beginning of the season, and there's shows on there that she likes. I mean, she's got every app it seems like out there. You know, Apple TV and Paramount. I mean, it's just like you're getting nickel and dimed every which way for these games. So Jerry Jones, yes, we're excited about that. You're excited about it because you are getting more money for putting out garbage. That's exactly it. We're getting more money because of Netflix, because of Peacock and Paramount and Amazon and Google. And we as the fans are paying more and more, and especially for the Dallas Cowboys, getting less and less. You know, what we need to say is we can't afford to watch the Cowboys anymore because, you know, in the same way the Cowboys say, we can't afford Derrick Henry. I don't want to hear Cowboys ever say, we can't afford when you literally charge us for everything. We can't afford it, Jerry. We can't afford the shit that you're giving us. And for that stadium to be rocking and not be able to broadcast, it was really fitting. Now, here's another interesting piece here is before Jerry Jones, who you're sitting here saying to yourself, why is Jerry Jones here? Why is Jerry Jones? You know, we literally thought, I literally thought, I should have realized it was at AT&T. But I really thought I can get away from talking about the Cowboys and talking about Jerry Jones, you know, and the aptitude that is. And here it is, Jerry Jones here with the Wheel of Death, talking about how excited they are about partnering up with Netflix so they can fleece more money from us and so on. But here we had Michael Irvin there, who seems to be pushing the idea of primetime.
Go the normal route and still end up right here. You give them respect. I give them respect like I give my great guy Deion Sanders, who didn't go the normal route. Who I'm gonna be in Jerry's ear about later. That's just something else we're talking about. I go the normal route,
you hear that, right?
And still end up right here. You give them respect. I give them respect like I give my great guy Deion Sanders, who didn't go the normal route. Who I'm gonna be in Jerry's ear about later. That's just something else we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Jerry's ear later about it. Okay. So you have to feel like we have to look at this thing. We got to stop looking at this thing like the hopes and the dreams that these are things that are being put in position to make us win. We got to stop doing that because what they're doing to us is they're selling us the next thing. Okay? We have to realize that Jerry Jones is a snake oil salesman. And it's not about winning. It's about building the excitement. See, AT&T Stadium is built the way it's built to be this incredible place. The artwork that's in there, the giant mirror that's out front, the size of it, the Jumbotron TV are all there to deceive you and to mesmerize you. It's a shell game. You're looking around and like, oh my God, AT&T Stadium. They literally, they give you a card. You ain't even got to get out your seat to get food brought to you. You can scan on your phone and they'll bring you your hot dog, your hamburger, and your beer right to your seat. All of these things are a mirage to cover up the lack of what's going on in the field. If the Cowboys were good and winning, it wouldn't matter where you put the people. The people would come. People spend money. All this stuff is bullshit. And Deion Sanders coming in, I've been on the fence and saying, I don't know how he would coexist with Jerry Jones because, Deion is primetime. He wants to have the attention the same way Jerry Jones does. But then again, I started thinking this morning, the controversy, the button heads and everything else, that's just taking it to a whole nother level. That's just taking, you literally have Jerry Jones, are you literally going to tell me that Jerry Jones blows up about the stadium and about not putting up curtains, and then the press conference for Mike McCarthy is literally got the sun coming in, but they got a screen up to block the sun? Are you kidding me? And then from Sunday's game to Friday night's fight, magically, they just have curtains. 6 days. They now have curtains and blocking out the sun when it wasn't necessary. Really? Really? Oh, okay. Got it. Let's see if those get used on any of these things. And then you have it's always the drama of every single thing. From literally taking where Jordan Lewis says people knocking on the glass can be a distraction to that being the whole thing. And Jerry Jones literally saying, well, I'm happy about the controversy because that brings more people doing tours because they want to knock on the glass and mess up with the players. I'm just wondering when Jerry's going to get excited about a move that helps us win. I wish he would be that excited about the possibility of signing a great player like Derrick Henry. Oh my God! We signed Derrick Henry, and man, with that rushing that he's doing on a historic pace, that people are buying his jersey like crazy, and man, he's helping us win games. And maybe, just maybe, we can go to a Super Bowl and win that. I want to see that kind of excitement from Jerry Jones about winning, as he does about partnering up with Netflix that can't get the broadcast out. But then again, maybe that's fitting because the Cowboys, they can't seem to load either. Just like Netflix. We got the wheel of death. So since we've gone down this path of Deion, we did have yesterday sounding off on ESPN about the possibility of Deion Sanders and it being a package deal.
Sanders to the NFL.
What better combination would there be than Deion getting to coach with his son in the same place? Because you can now take this and apply it to any team that has a top pick in the draft, that has a need for a quarterback, and a coaching question.
So, look, I've known Shefty for 20 years, and I call myself the Shefty Whisperer sometimes. He usually does not engage in that sort of stuff, right? I mean, as you know, guys, you guys don't like to engage in that stuff. So if he's willing to go there, it's because he's hearing that this is a real, to me, he's hearing from places I don't know. I'm not reporting this, but my feeling is he is getting the sense that that is a real possibility.
I mean, it's out there, right? And I mean, Dion has actually talked publicly about trying to dictate where Shedeur ends up, which is pretty tricky when you're talking about the NFL draft. But
he should do it. I mean, it's a different conversation, but he should do it.
But to the extent that you can, but I think only Archie Manning has pulled it off, right? Like in terms of where Eli ended up. But the idea of Dion as a coach is what I think is intriguing, right? Like, I don't have a sense yet of how the NFL in general feels about Dion as a head coach prospect in the NFL. That said, it only takes one team, right? Like if he's the apple of someone's eye, then all of a sudden this becomes a realistic possibility. You have to admire what he's done. I mean, teams are always looking to hire program builders, and he has been that at the college level in 2 different spots. So it's possible, and if that happens and it's a team with a high enough pick, you could see this, but it's certainly going to be a lot of fun to track this over the next few months. It's going to give us a lot to talk about.
Look, Dion alone brings to the party so many things that no one else can, just based on who he is and how long he has been that. He is one of the most famous and beloved and revered and admired players that ever lived, and so that brings a cachet even amongst today's young players who aren't old enough to have seen him play. I think it makes a difference.
Right, but what will make him an appealing head coach candidate, if he ends up being one, is the success he has had as a head coach at the college level in terms of the building up the programs that he's coached. That's the key.
But what I'm saying
celebrity.
is I think he also brings credibility into a locker room with today's players that is not easy to achieve for someone who doesn't have NFL head coaching experience. Quickly, RC, your thoughts. Dion, Shedeur, you're hearing the whole conversation. What is your take?
Well, Dak messed up my theory that I had way back in the offseason where I said that Shedeur Sanders would get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, who may pick high enough to get him. And I thought that Deion Sanders would be the head coach. It just seemed to fit for me. Jerry wants to sell tickets. Jerry wants to make big news, and that would have been big news along with getting an accomplished college football head coach and a very good football player at the quarterback position, who I think will be drafted first for the quarterbacks that are coming out of college this year. But I don't necessarily know what the feeling is about Deion in the NFL, and I don't know if teams are going to want him to be separate of his son, or if they will look at them as a package deal. But this is why Matt Rule got an opportunity in Carolina, because of what he had done at Temple, because of what he had done at Baylor. And Deion Sanders has shown you that he can take an organization or a university from nothing to something. Remember, 2 years ago, this Colorado team won 1 game. They're 7-2 now.
He's getting it done. Of that, there is no question. And again, he brings all of his being primetime to the NFL. Mike T, you and I talked about that pair going to Dallas as well. Let's just make it clear. With Dak's contract now, there's no way that happens in Dallas, right?
100% agree. We talked about this in August before Dak's extension. Now that, as RC just alluded to, because of his structure, there's 0% chance they're drafting a quarterback. Now, we can have a fun discussion about Ashton Gentry and all the other needs. So to me, like, as this gets closer to the end of the season, you have to split Shedeur and Dion, because there's really 2 different markets, 2 different dynamics at work here, but there's no chance that Dallas drafts a quarterback.
Right. If Dion and Shedeur are going to go somewhere together, there are a lot of places I could see it happening.
Okay.
I will say this much. If Dion were to become the coach of the Cowboys, I guess I'm warming up to the idea, or I'm just reaching for straws. I will say that if you look at where Jason Garrett was hired as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, former player and stuff, who had 1 great game, Thanksgiving game, who was Nick Saban's quarterbacks coach for a year when he got hired to be the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, I would say that Deion Sanders, having worked at Jackson State and then Colorado and taking teams that were literally, at bottom tier and building them up and building a program, and having been head coach, having been in the limelight and the scrutiny-wise, that at least it's a better jumping on point than it was with Jason Garrett. Especially with Primetime's career being as great as it was, and not only being just a Dallas Cowboy player, but being a San Francisco 49er player, being an Atlanta Falcon, being a Washington, although he stole money, in Raven player, that you've got an NFL world view of perceptions, a perspective of outside of just the Dallas Cowboys organization. You think about being a player at San Francisco, and San Francisco is run about winning football. Cowboys are run about making money in marketing, and if we can win football too, great. But it's not a necessity. That maybe those things would be positives for the Cowboys. But make no mistake about it, Jerry Jones is he showed his true colors last night. The whole Netflix experience, we're excited about Netflix, becoming a player. Yeah, you're excited because that's more money to line your pockets with. It's got nothing to do with winning. And for those out there that say, stop giving Jerry Jones your money, we're just a drop in the bucket, people. Between the gambling money, between all these other things that go on, there's only, 8 or 9 games at AT&T. 8 or 9 games. He's got all these other things, Grand Prix that's going on that he's making deals with, World Cup soccer, boxing, concerts. We don't have the wherewithal to make Jerry Jones hurt in the pocket. The thing that we do is we have to hurt him in his ego. And being embarrassed like that, I don't know. Then again, maybe Jerry Jones is such a narcissist that he's actually, I'm trending on Twitter because, we put up the curtains there and, people are looking at, I'm just trashing the team. I hate my own team. And of course, the Netflix servers went down, so my microphone went down and people are talking about that. It might actually be that he's just excited that his name is constantly in the media. I don't know what it is, but I wish his name were in the media for saying, Jerry Jones, you did the right thing by getting a great GM and hiring somebody who understood how to deal with the cap and allowing them to sign these great players and draft a Super Bowl champion. Those are the headlines that I'd like to see Jerry Jones have. Alrighty, good people. I hope you all are having a great day, and be looking out for our Stones. I can't wait to get our Stones, and I can't wait to, we've got our members live stream at 5 o'clock, so maybe the Stones will be here before then, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Peace out.
Here we go. Thank you, Jerry Jones! I had a great time! Thank you. I'm going to exit the building now. Like a loser.
The house that Jerry Jones built?
It's a house for losers.
Yep.
Charles Haley was 100% right. This, friends, is a house for losers.
Pretty much.
We suck. We suck. But I had a great trip.